We came so far from dreams. The path was hard for me. They thought we fall, you see. Well, look at us now, look at us now. We make it hot when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we. Tell me who better than we. We soaring to places you never could reach. When we walk in that spot, don't hear none of you speak. Shh, do you want peace or the peace? A king about to put you to sleep. Listen, my team is elite. You not even qualified to compete. He starving, he barely can eat. I guess that's why he always itching for beef. So I put him on ice and I told him to chill. Close your mouth if you can't pay for the meal. Making statements that you know you don't mean. Nice guy trying to act like he mean. Keep it a buck, keep it a bean. Attitudes will put you dudes in the beam. Isekai, he don't live in reality. Shake back, all become a fatality. Yeah, how you gon' hate when you mirror us? He think he a star, he ain't serious. X him out, we not on the same frequency. If you broke, you ain't hearing us. Work the screw, anime, that's how I feel, period. We winning, that's making them furious. We make it high when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we.
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, back with you with another new part of What If Asta Was Ragna the Bloodedge's Reincarnation. This is part 2, and in the last part, I went over on we starting now fully on that of canon. However, with Asta now having both the memories and semi-personality of Ragna, and has his powers and has his drive of Soul Leader with him, he's a lot more, beloved, liked, and also less annoying as he was when he back in camp, if he was still the same old Asta. As he does argue a lot with that of Yuno, mainly because Yuno is acting like that of a stoic asshole from time to time. But even so, their brotherhood is still stands tall. However, even though Asta was told by that of Azure himself that he needed to become the Wizard King to protect the people of this world and help those in need, Asta doesn't want to. Or rather, the Ragna that was once him doesn't want to. All he wants is to live that of a normal, happy, and peaceful life. A life that was basically taken away from him every chance he gets, as he keeps making excuses for himself over and over and over again about why he doesn't want to. But even so, fate has other plans. With Yuno getting a 4-leaf Clover grimoire, with him being attacked, Asta stepping in to save Yuno from, Ribchi, but then fully bring back both his red coat, his blood sword, and soon was given that of a 5-leaf Clover grimoire, with that of a mysterious ally inside of it, though. But with all that said and done, now that Yuno and Asta basically have come to a compromise, with both of them wanting to reach the title and rank of Wizard King, as not just rivals, but also as brothers. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Days have now passed since both boys have got their grimoires, as Yuno is improving in that of his wind creation magic, now with the amplification of the grimoire giving him a lot more control, power, and strength, especially more control than he already did have before, even adding the fact that he has a large abundance of mana as well. Many people in the village see, once again, Yuno as their biggest success in that of Hodge. But not just Yuno, but also Asta as well, as Asta's always been the helpful, the broody / foul-mouth, helper around Hodge Village as well. Finding out that he also has that of a grimoire and plans to go to the capital for the Magic Knight exam to become a Magic Knight. Well, let's just say they're happy and excited for him too. However, there was one thing that did catch Asta off guard. The fact that nobody but him can see the 5-leaf Clover on his grimoire. Almost like nobody can actually even see what kind of Clover it even is to begin with, which shows that something is off. So before he started fully training himself, he had to take care of a little problem, the so-called residence inside of his grimoire. Within pulling out that of blood scythe, before then was about to stab the grimoire. However, in a split second, the grimoire opens up on its own before that of the Demon Slayer sword, the massive double-edged sword that Asta used before to defeat Rebchi, comes out and basically deflects the attack. Within ensued a voice coming straight into that of Asta's head saying, "Are you crazy? The hell you think you're doing?" Saying, So you really are sentient. You have more control over this grimoire than even I do. Saying, "Normally I wouldn't have this much control, but my life was at threat and you basically tried to skewer me. The hell is wrong with you? We need to talk. Who the hell or what the hell even are you?" With then soon saying, "Seriously? That's what you wanted to know? Come on, what the hell? You could have just asked. I would have told you," saying, "Yeah, normally people like to give me the runaround and do cryptid shit around me. So I rather go straight for the neck when I want to get my information nowadays. So show me who you really are instead of hiding behind that of the grimoire." With it putting away blood scythe on his back once again, having his arms crossed. Before then, the Demon Slayer sword also fades back into the grimoire as it soon closes. However, then a black reddish mist soon begins to erupt from his grimoire, as then showing that of a tall, lanky figure with that of spiky white hair, bat-like wings, and crimson red eyes with a pale face, as he couldn't help but smile, saying, "Well, happy now?" With then saying, "Just by your appearance, I'm guessing you're a demon." Saying, "Somewhat close, but no. I'm a devil, actually. Come on, you lived here in the Clover Kingdom all your life. Don't you know about the whole rules behind that of the Clovers?" With then saying, "Yeah, if I recall, the Clovers, basically 3 of the Clovers, basically represent that of, well, heart, body, and mind, while the 5th one basically represents that of luck. And the 5th one, but then the demon, or rather the devil, smiles, saying, it represents the devil. That's why why this grimoire is 5-leaf clovers, because I am basically a part of it. It is my vessel and allows me to dispose upon my certain type of devil magic, known as anti-magic. Within hearing that, soon, Ragna basically steps in front of Liebe, grabbing him by that of his shoulders tightly, saying, "Did you just say anti-magic? Like fully fledged anti-magic?" Within say, "Well, yeah, it's true. I can basically either deflect, dispel, and basically block any form of magic. I can also even cut and destroy any forms of magic as well. Why you seem so freaked out? Normally people wouldn't even believe this shit here." Say, "What if I told you I'm not actually from this world? Or rather, I am from this world, but my mind is from a different world. Or I remember who I was from another world." Does that sound crazy? Saying, "Absolutely. You sound like a freaking nutcase." With then Asta wanting to growl, but internally deciding to keep it to himself before taking a deep breath and saying, "Look, I'm not freaking out because I can totally understand. I understand because I've seen demons before, or close to that. Thinking of a certain snake-headed asshole that's been nothing but a pain in his ass his entire life. But even so, he's aware of how certain demons are, especially on certain friends of his turning into the very definition of what they are like. With then, soon, taking a deep breath before saying, look, what's your name? With then saying, Liebe. All right then, Liebe. The name's Asta. And you need to get stronger, and I need to get stronger too. I won't ask on how you ended up inside of this grimoire, and how you basically turned it into that of a 5-leaf clover one. That's besides the point. But the point is, I want to become Wizard King, and I need to train to become that. And I don't want any damn distractions and annoyances basically getting in the way of that. That includes you. So, how about this? You and I make that of a truce. For the time being, you help me to achieve becoming Wizard King and allow me to grow stronger and access to whatever is inside of this damn grimoire. While I also help you. You're a devil, right? The hell do you want? With then soon, hearing that, Liebe couldn't help but say, "You're willing to help me? Like, genuinely help me, saying? As long as it isn't some kind of twisted bullshit like kill the innocents or basically destroy an entire country or a town, then we're good." Saying, "Oh, good. Then that's not exactly what I want. What I want is something more personal." Saying, which is vengeance. With then hearing that, he couldn't help but say, "Explain." As Liebe goes into detail about his life, about being the weakest and most pathetic devil of all times, being humiliated, treated like trash, and discarded, until that of a human woman from the Spade Kingdom basically took him in, healed him, clothed him, even generally actually raised him as well, treated him like that of his own son, even said that one day he was possibly going to be that of a big brother, until the devils and those of the Spade Kingdom destroyed all of that. All he wants is vengeance on those devils, vengeance on their host as well, and bring all of them down once and for all. That's all he wishes. That's all he's ever wanted. Hearing all this, Asta couldn't help but see that of Liebe as that of a carbon copy of himself. See them as somebody that basically wants the same, that he did the same thing, destroying the cauldrons, wanting vengeance on Terami for destroying his life, wanting to basically kill that of Izanami for taking his sister as nothing but as her vessel. That's all he's ever done, is want vengeance on people who have done nothing but ruined his life, one way or another. But now realizing that that he sees a carbon copy of himself, or basically a mirror of himself, it's in that of Liebe, a small devil, within saying, all right, if that's what you want, I'll help you achieve it. In return, you help me become Wizard King. I'll track down these devils in the Spade Kingdom, and and you and I can kill them ourselves. Deal? Within saying, wait, just like that? Oh, trust me, part of me actually wants to convince you to stop this. But you won't be able to move on unless you at least try to attempt it, or try to achieve it, right? Within hearing that, Liebe couldn't help but be shocked, saying, that's right. How did you, let's just say, I've seen people who act or speak just like you. It's impossible to stop them, but it is possible to change as well as time goes on. So I'll tell you some ways that there are lives better than just vengeance out there. So, but first to do that, we gotta get to know each other. So, with then sitting down on the ground saying, let's talk a bit. Devil Liebe, as as Asta gives that of a confident and somewhat comforting smile, with Liebe looking straight at Asta as part of him realized on why Asta looks so familiar, with then seeing that of Asta, the shape of his face. Sure, right now Asta having that of one red eye on his being that of his right eye, his hair being completely and utterly white, him having that of a cocky and arrogant smile, while also basically shouting out that of profanities, but just having that but looking closer and closer, he looks just like her. Just like the woman that basically gave him a home. Looks just like his mother, or rather, their mother, Lichita. Before Liebe gives that of a toothy smile saying, you know what? You're really something else. First you tried to kill me, then you threatened me, then you basically want to make a partnership with me, and now you just want to become all buddy-buddy with me? You're really one weird guy. Within, soon, Asta can up and say, get that a lot too much. But honestly, I don't give a damn. So, are we just going to continue basically insulting one another, or are we just going to get to know one another now? Because I still got at least out of a good 3 months before the Magic Night exam. With then, hearing all this, Liebe actually also sitting down on that of the grass before saying, fine. All right, what do you want to know? Within, soon, Asta saying, tell me about yourself. Likes, wants, and all that stuff. After that, the two began to talk and began to say what their dreams, aspirations, besides just their goals, they also express on the things that they like as well. Showing that, even though Asta's unaware, Liebe, on the other hand, is happy to be with that of his younger brother, the one that he never got to meet until now. After that, the two began to train day in and day out. Now, since Asta has that of Ragna's old blood scythe sword, he basically trains himself day in and day out, almost like fitting an old glove using the massive sword. However, he also needs to learn how to use that of the Demon Slayer sword, the Demon Dweller sword, and the Demon Destroyer sword. All three of them being the anti-magic swords that are inside of Liebe's 5-leaf Clover grimoire. Asta wanting to ask on how the hell is he able to use that of anti-sword magic after all. Within, Liebe basically commenting saying that he only knew how to use that of anti-magic, and simple as that. The grimoire itself was basically a vessel and a gift from that of his person that took care of him before he got sealed away inside of it. It was already a 5-leaf Clover grimoire before it became his vessel after all. So meaning it was already a corrupted sword magic grimoire. Within hearing that, Asta, unaware, not too aware on everything on the magic system of this world, given that it feels completely different from the magic system back in his world. But even so, I think he gets a little bit of it. It's almost like how he had his connection with that of the Black Beast. The Azure Grimoire was basically made that of a part of the Black Beast, after all, which if a person had the Azure Grimoire basically saw the power as its own, then they would basically lose control and, become the Black Beast itself. In a quick analogy, Liebe is able to infuse his anti-magic power into that of the magic swords, making it his own, making the grimoire his own instead of what it used to be. Just like how the Azure just like how his Azure Grimoire would have corrupted him if he always saw it as his own tool instead of, well, just a piece of him instead. Now, understanding at least a little bit more, Asta finally realized that he needs to do other ways on how to master these swords. For example, he's able to use that. Liebe gave him the opportunity of basically transferring his anti-magic towards his body, given that, well, that Soul Eater and Seether are completely different things from that of magic. Even though it mimics magic, it isn't magic after all. So Liebe's anti-magic aura wouldn't affect his drive, which means Asta can basically channel anti-magic across his body using that of the Azure Grimoire and Soul Eater to defend himself fully, making him a lot more stronger than he would have in canon, thanks to this, well, combination. Also, instead, finding out that since he doesn't have full-fledged magic, and which some people say that he just doesn't have full control over his magic, only over that of a slight portion of his body, being his right arm, he now can use that of the anti-magic and channel it across that of the Demon Slayer sword, which he normally uses the Demon Slayer sword as that of defensive and that of, well, for guarding himself. He can use it for offensive as well, but prefers not to. But he will if he needs to. As for the Demon Dweller sword, being that of a long broadsword, after all, it's basically a anti-magic sword that's able to absorb any other form of magic, and he's able to use it as that of projectiles, able to channel other forms of magic through it to increase that of his melee attacks, and even able to, well, redirect certain magical attacks that are going from allies or from another place back to him into the sword, making it basically perfect for that of countering and also reflecting attacks back at his foes. Asta/Ragna never was much of a team player, but maybe now is a good time to actually start being one, even with the limitless power of the Azure, of the true Azure at that. And last but not least, the Demon Destroyer sword. The Demon Destroyer sword is possibly the only sword that has that of its own unique function, basically able to sever any form of type of magic that's connected to a person's soul or mind, either one of those two. It's possibly even able to basically destroy curses as well, but it depends on that of the user if they know what they're trying to destroy and sever. Asta, not knowing what to do with this sword, decides to just put it away. Since he basically already has that of four swords on him: Bloodscythe, Slayer, Dweller, and Destroyer. Liebe also mentioned if he has a strong connection to a certain weapon, that he's even able to make it that of an anti-magic sword as well, as he was debating on doing it to that of Bloodscythe, but the sword has too much sentimental value to him. It was the sword that was given to him by his master, the sword that he gave to Celica alongside his coat to give to that of his future self. And the sword is basically the closest thing to that of a companion that he's ever had. So yeah, no way in hell he's going to just, well, turn it into one giant ass anti-magic sword, even if it may be powerful. Besides, the sword is still connected to that of the Soul Eater drive inside of him, which is connected to the Azure Grimoire. So nothing too bad. But after that, his training goes well. Hell, there was even this time that he actually sparred and trained with this weird guy that lived in the woods out pretty close to that of Hodge Village. Guy seemed like that of a former Magic Knight, to be honest. The guy's name was Kruger. Red-haired guy with with a pretty good control over his wind magic. Hell, he even told that of Yuno about trying to use a certain form of wind magic as that of a sword. However, Yuno, on the other hand, basically scoffs it off, saying he wouldn't need it since his specialty is using wind magic as projectiles. But then Asta basically telling him that if he basically gets hit by somebody that's skilled in close quarters combat, his projectiles ain't gonna do shit for him. So it's best to have your bases covered. Within, after saying that, Yuno begins to think that maybe Asta was right, as he begins to tries to use that wind sword magic that that Asta talked about. But let's just say it was easier said than done to have that of better control over his wind magic when it comes to channeling through that of an object. But that, decided to didn't want to give up, knowing that Asta had faith in him that he could possibly do it. With the months now counting down, it's almost time for Asta and Yuno to begin to head to the capital, to that of the noble realm for the Magic Knight exam. With Asta basically currently outside, looking at the night sky, seeing that it's a full moon out, couldn't help but enjoy the night, as back then as Ragna, he was so used to basically camping out all the time when he was on the road. Back then, he used to think that hotels were basically nothing but a luxury, to be honest. And nothing wrong with just sleeping around outside is that of a good well to just get a nap a few or two. Especially back then when he used to be the most wanted man in the entire world back then. With then soon somebody coming out as it being Sister Lily. With then saying, "Hey there, sister, how's it going?" With then Sister Lily, basically caught off guard, saying, "Oh, Asta, didn't know that you were still up." Saying, "Yeah, just need to get some fresh air for a bit. The month is coming up. The month about when we need to get ready for the Magic Knight exam." With then Cecily hearing this, she came up and looked down, saying, "Asta, can I ask?" Saying, "Ask what? Is this really what you want?" Within, caught off guard by the question, saying, "What do you mean?" Within, she's saying, "The way that you act, the way that you saw yourself. I mean, back then, you never really spoke that you wanted to become a Magic Knight that much. I mean, you had the potential, you had the strength, just like Yuno and everything, but you never seemed interested in it at all. So I thought that, are you only doing this because you want to look after Yuno? That you want to protect him? Because if it is, you don't." But then, soon, Asta basically raising his hand up in front of Sister Lily's face before saying, "I'm going to stop you right there, Sister Lily. The reason being, I'm not doing this because of Yuno and all that. Far from it. I know Yuno can defend himself and look after himself as well. As much of a pain in the ass he can be in a basically way too anti-emotional and all that, he's not stupid. He's aware of his situation, aware on how strong he is, and aware on how far he can go. But he can go even farther than that. His dream was to become the Wizard King, right? That was my dream too, and it still is. I just never basically voiced it or basically tried to, make it a reality. It's because I didn't want to hurt Yuno's feelings back then. I used to see him as a younger brother after all, even though we're the same age. I always thought that he was way too childish for his own good until now. If I had the same dream as him, and he got a little bit, whiny or crying about it, who knows what he would say. And I didn't want to break that news to him at all. So I decided just to hold it back, not wanting to become Wizard King at all. Just wanted to help you out while Yuno achieved his dream. Within soon, Cicely saying, "And that's not fair to you. You're always looking out for everybody else. What's wrong with trying to do what you want? And if this is what you want, if you want to become the Wizard King, if this is what you've always dreamt of wanting yourself, then..." Within soon, Sister Lily going to that of Asta before hugging that of the white-haired and heterochromatic boy, within saying, then I'm rooting for you and Yuno both alike. I know you both can do it. With then knowing this, soon looking at Sister Lily for a split second, she almost reminded him of Celica, Sister Celica, the one that raised him, Jin, and Saya back in the day. As then, on the left side of his face, through that of his green eye, he basically begins to tear up a bit. Before then, Lily saying, "Oh," Asta saying, "I'm fine, fine." Just got a little emotional right there. With then wiping away the tear, before saying, I'm going to get ready for bed. Thanks for the talk, Sister Lily. Appreciate it." After that, he soon enters. Before then, Lily looks up to the night sky as well, saying, "Even he acts all tough, he's still a child too." And I really did mean it, Asta. I am rooting for you. And I really hope one of you truly achieves your dream to become Wizard King. After that, the days now go by, with it now time for Yuno and Asta to leave, as everybody in the village begins to see them off, even the kids from the church orphanage as well, with many of them basically not wanting them to go, but they have to if they want to become magic knights. And it only happens once a year after all, so they can't miss it. With that, soon, both Yuno and Asta, and also Liebe as well, heading to the Noble Realm for the Magic Knight exam. On their travels, through that of at least 3 days of traveling to the Noble Realm, things went pretty well, to be honest. However, seeing that of their country's capital, normally you would think that both of them would be excited, especially Asta. However, since this is Ragna, on the other hand, basically, a guy whose entire society basically forced them to live on fucking mountains to survive. He's seen better. Not really too impressed by the capital, to be honest. Far from it. With that, they soon head into the capital, seeing all of the stalls, many of the houses, plenty buildings too, and even that of commoners and even nobles alike wandering the streets. With then, saying, "This place is quite something, don't you think?" Asta saying, "It's all right." With then saying, "You're not really that impressed." I mean, should I be? I don't really think it's that impressive. This place isn't as out there as always, to be honest. I kind of prefer Hodge, to be honest. The rustic and basically quiet area after all. So, with then hearing that, saying, keep thinking like that and you'll always remain a boony, saying, "And I see nothing wrong with that, Keep pretending not to be a country bumpkin and you're basically going to lose your roots." With then, soon, both of them basically look at each other with that of deadpan angry looks, but the two deciding to just laugh it off a bit, with basically quiet laughing to himself, and Asa couldn't help but just smirk, just basically, click his tongue laughing in a way. Before then, they finally arrived where the Magic Knight exam is about to begin. The first step to that of Yuno's dream of becoming Magic Knight to becoming the Wizard King, and Asta's dream / Ragna's dream to become the Wizard King to protect everybody. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. And again, sorry it took so long for this, part to come out. I was having that of a major dilemma when I basically decided to give Asta / Ragna the power of the true Azure, basically the power of limitless, the power to basically do anything with reality and gain any power whatsoever and strength from that of the world of BlazBlue. because the entire universe is basically composed of reality busters. I was afraid that I basically made this version of Asta way too OP, especially giving him the true Azure. So I decided to nerf the hell out of this Asta. Basically, currently now, he's going to be slowly regaining all of the powers of the power of the Azure. So he won't be basically rewriting people out of existence just yet. Possibly wait until if I get to that of the final arc in the manga. So yeah, it's if I get there. But anywho, any rates. Also, this part was mainly to introduce that of Liebe and Asta's relationship with one another. Because again, Asta has more than just one brother, to be honest. And knowing that this Asta is a lot more smarter, he's not going to be as stupid to think that maybe Liebe actually is possibly his brother one day, and wanting to know what happened to his mother. But until then, it's probably going to be a while. Any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to keep up to date my videos on uploading the channel. Also, please check out my Discord, my gaming channel, my other channel, my side channel, my Patreon, and my Cash App. All linked in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Liamuki, signing out. Later, guys, and hope you all take care. Take it away, Shiro. All yours, my lady.
Hi, everyone. This is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!